Okay, so this is part 2 of the video. Before I get into lighting anything, I thought it'd be wise to consider how it works with both meths and other fuels, and what sort of pot sizes you can use. At first I thought, well, put the trangia either in the bottom on the grate, and then just put my MSR kettle on top in the middle, and that works fine if you want to put it down like that, but your handles are folded in, and obviously you're going to limit yourself to having to use a pot grip to retrieve your kettle, which is no biggie, but I'd rather be able to use the handles. And I looked at, even if you put them on the top, on their edge, you then think, well, you know, where do I stand my trangia, because it's too far up. So the natural observation I've made to myself is I should have got 2 sets of these pegs. They do offer additional sets when you purchase, so I would recommend to anyone that you do that. Of course, plan B is just some steel tent pegs, which will achieve the same thing, but you know, it's just not in keeping with the look. So yeah, so it looks like the MSR kettle does actually look like it'll work quite nicely. So I've decided I'm going to put the put the trangia in the middle, and then have my MSR as it's sat like that, so I can keep my handles back and hopefully not too hot. So that sort of covers using it with a meths burner. Also noticed you can sort of, you can't use, this is the Swiss Army trangia cook set, that doesn't balance very well on there like that. It works fine like that, no biggie. The thing I'm slightly perplexed about, probably my favourite thing, is my Geller kettle, and that sort of doesn't fit inside and doesn't fit on the top very well. It wouldn't be stable enough to trust, so I'm not going to be able to use that with this, so it's going to have to be the MSR. In terms of a bigger pot, then, you know, I think you're looking at a billy or something a bit bigger to actually stick on top of a roaring fire. This pot measures about 7 inches, so I would say 7 inches is probably the minimum pot diameter if you just want to use it on top. And if you want to go on the inside, the diameter of an MSR Titan is just under 4.5 inches, so it's going to be, that's about the maximum. So I'd say 4.5 inches is there's a little bit of clearance each side, so 4.5 inches is the maximum if you want to use it really as a mess burner, I'd say. I mean, you can get away with, you know, playing around with how you're doing it. You can put these right in the very top like that, flat, which will leave you, you know, can use pretty much anything then, and that's fine if you've got a wood fire or a pellet fire or something in it. But you know, you could probably just use a mess stove still, but my guess would be it'd be quite windy. The flame would be quite affected, even with the flip-up grill at the back going on. But you know, it's there to play with. I don't see any bars to flexibility. You should be able to cook with just about anything. But I do quite like the way the MSR fits, just like that is brilliant for me. That's my preferred cook pot for making a brew, so I'm happy. Right, we'll be back with the next bit when we're going to fire it up and do a boil test with the trangia, and then after that we'll do another bit where we do a test with wood pellets. So see you back shortly.